I find myself somewhat depressed over the news this morning that your New England Patriots are apparently out with a capital O when it comes to the Brandon Aiyuk sweepstakes.
Somebody explain this one to me.
I mean, yesterday all day,
pretty easy.
The buzz yesterday was that they're willing to make him a top 5 receiver compensation-wise in the NFL. They're willing to overpay for the guy.
Okay.
They are willing to go and order a fish fillet sandwich and pay like it was a warm seafood tower for Brandon Aiyuk.
Okay, so I'm following that.
I'm excited.
Yep.
Then suddenly the Steelers interject themselves back in, but it appears that the Steelers are not willing to give the 49ers what the 49ers would like value-wise.
Right.
So then this morning I wake up bright and early, get myself on an old man walk in the rain, and the first thing I discover is that the Patriots are out, supposedly.
Yeah, somebody explain. The last thing I heard, it was down to Cleveland and New England, and Brandon Aiyuk was going to be making a decision, and then I'm like you, I hear the Patriots are out. I'm like, somebody explain what happened, because I heard top 5 as well.
It's very easy. They were being used by the 49ers to drive up the cost for other teams, and there was no way in which Brandon Aiyuk was going to come and agree to terms with the Patriots. So instead of being played around with for another day, they said, thanks, but no thanks. We like the player, but we're all set.
So you think the Browns are offering more?
No, he would rather play with the Browns because they're a better team.
They have a better chance of winning. This is sad to say. After 20-plus years of excellence, they have a better chance of winning in Cleveland than your New England Patriots do.
But I don't think I don't think Aiyuk cares about the winning. This is what is
why
sticks in
leave
my
San
craw.
Francisco?
Exactly. San Francisco reportedly offered him in the high 20s, which is yes, a couple $1 million less than what he wanted. But if the money really mattered to him, then why wouldn't he just come to New England?
Right.
Because there is a balancing. I mean, obviously, I have no idea. I'm just guessing. But I heard Mike Giardi this morning, and he made great points. He said, listen, they probably know that they've offered the highest offer. They haven't been able to come to terms. So instead of just sitting here negotiating against himself, they've decided to say, we're done. Which, just like Alex Cora, if all of a sudden Ayuk's other options don't come to fruition, he could still come here.
Yeah.
But I think that
not
is
likely, though.
Very unlikely.
But I don't get I'm with Shime on this one, because I heard that San Fran offered him about $26 million. And if the reports were true or somewhere in the ballpark, New England offering him 4 years, $115, that's $28. That's a couple $1 million more. So if it really was about winning, why not take the 26 and stay with the team that a lot of people think have the potential to win a Super Bowl, rather than go, it's about winning, I want to go to Cleveland for 28.
Well, does he think he's going to go somewhere where he's not the third option and be the first option, and that's going to end up long-term being better for him?
But he's the first option if he comes here?
But, Wiggy, don't you often say that when the team you're with gives you a contract that you don't think is fair, and another team is close to that, you'll go to the other team because you're mad at the team for not respecting you?
I agree with that. But then it's about the money.
That's what I'm talking about.
But then you go to the highest bidder. So if New England's offering more than Cleveland, then you go there.
You're either going for the money or to win a championship. And if you're going to win a championship, you're going to stay with the team that you're on.
Right. Because you could, you know what, you might feel a little disrespected, but guess what?
Right.
They gave me $26 million and I was looking for 28. Big deal. I'm now on a team where I can make my money, and there's a really good chance we win a Super Bowl.
And I would just say this, Greg, the next time somebody talks about a free agent that the Patriots are in on, Calvin Ridley, whomever else, and they say, why would they sign him? He's not going to bring them a championship. The more talented players you accumulate, I always go back, different sport, to the Celtics. Once you bring in KG or Ray Allen, other players want to come here. So never say, we don't need this guy, he's not going to bring us to a championship. Maybe if they had done more in free agency, Aiyuk would have looked more favorably upon the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yep.
So
just give up the first-round pick. If they're saying, if New England is going, or Cleveland saying, we'll give you a second round, if you want the player that badly, go, you know what, San Fran, We'll give you a first-round
Well,
pick.
maybe they don't want him that badly. Maybe they feel like a lot of listeners or a portion of the listeners of this show feel like he's not a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. He's a second-tier performer.
We've been down this road. Everybody has him in the top 10 as far as being a top 10 wide receiver.
Do you watch the Subaru of New England text line? There are a lot of Patriots fans who are just not that interested in him.
That's because
at that price and not the price of paying him, like the price of first round pick. They're not into it.
Well, that's because they're clueless.
Also, fans talking about price, get over it. It's not your money. Why should any fan care about what Robert Kraft is going to pay anybody?
They don't. I said they don't care about it. I just said they don't care. They could care less about the salary. They're concerned about giving up the number one pick. So when it comes to the future, baseball. Brett said to me yesterday, and it's kind of sad. The New England Patriots are now the dude at the bar who the smoke show is flirting with because she wants to get the attention of another dude at the bar and go home with the other dude at the bar and wants to use you to get the attention. And it is a sad state of affairs around these parts.
Well, in this context, who was Brett and who were you?
I was most likely picking up the tab.
Oh,
although Brett is a very generous guy. So speaking of baseball, your Boston Red Sox are now a half game out when it comes to the wild card, Curtis.
I got to tell you, Courtney's not feeling well. I have a fever. I have Pettit fever. I am all in.
It was a big win last night,
Huge
though.
win. 10 games over 500.
Yeah.
They only have to go 29-21 the rest of the way to get to 90 wins. Absolutely awesome. Did you see the video that the Red Sox posted?
Cora in the locker room?
Yeah, the toast.
Yeah, it was great.
Great speech. I don't know. This is looking like a Sox fall, Greg.
Yeah, it really is. It couldn't happen at a better time, considering who else.
And what the hell's with Kansas City? 20,000 people at the game? If you're going to go to, it's August. Your team's up by a half game in the wild card, and you can't even get 25,000 people to your
They're
game.
all at Chiefs camp.
Yeah,
That's
football city. That is a football city. This is Mike from Florida. Hello, Mike.
Hey, guys. What's up? How we doing?
What's going on?
All right. I was completely skeptical about, Aiyuk coming to New England. And the reason why is I don't care how great Drake May ends up being. He might end up being the second coming as Scheim hopes and believes. But the bottom line is, who's the first receiver if he comes here? Him, right? Mm-hmm. He's number one. Mm-hmm. He's getting double teamed most of the time. Okay? And with a guy that's still unproven because he's never played a snap in the NFL and an offensive line that we know is probably going to be a little porous, and on top of that, the fact that the wide receiver room's not great as far as we know, why would he come here? The guy wants not just money. He wants to pad his stats so he looks like the alpha dog. And with the situation the Patriots have right now, I don't see how anybody would want to come here in that situation.
No, I disagree, Mike. I think if you're getting that contract, the padding of the stats isn't as relevant. And I think it's as simple as if Deshaun Watson were the quarterback here and Brissett was the quarterback in Cleveland, he'd probably come here.
Well, you're right, but if he could get that contract or close to it somewhere else where he can get the stats and have a chance to win, don't you think he'd take,
he's sitting, and like Wiggy and Courtney said it, he's sitting in one of the best places to do that.
Right, and he's going to pad his stats.
Is he going to get that same money there, though?
They offered him. They
Nearly
offered
the same amount.
Around $26 million is what the rumored reports are out there, Mike. So that's $2 million less. You know what I mean? I don't know what the guaranteed money is.
Yeah. I think it's the millionaire's tax. It's definitely the millionaire's tax. Or his girlfriend doesn't like New England.
Right.
It's got to be one of those two things.
That could be. Listen, we might joke about that, but athletes, especially in the NFL, they're looking at every single penny that they get.
If the difference was $2 million when it came to the offer, I don't know. Like, what's the millionaire's tax? You lose $500,000 of that.
And you have to take in 3 strangers.
All right. Well, anyway, not great news. Although it sounds to me like Scheim, you think it's fraudulent anyway. You think the Patriots are still in.
Yeah, I think that there's still a very, I wouldn't say very high likelihood, but I would say that they are still very much interested. They're just playing, they're also trying to play the game like, yeah, no, we're definitely not interested. But they are 100% keeping their eye on this situation at all times.
Okay. So they considered buying a drink for her.
Yes.
But then they went and bought it for somebody else. Or they're saving their money and they're going to buy drinks next weekend.
To bring it home for Scheim, they're taking a flex day.
Okay.